Hi, Karen Curry Parker here, and I want to talk to you today a little bit about revenge and forgiveness. For any of you who've seen the new Magnificent Seven movie, you'll probably know that I saw it last night, and this is where I got my inspiration for this conversation that we're having today. The Magnificent Seven is based on two movies that came before, one called The Seven Samurais, a Kurosawa movie, and of course the original Magnificent Seven, which was filmed I think in the early 60s. The themes of these two original movies was not revenge, not avenging, but rather a group of people who came together to defend innocent people and who were inspired to take this position of defense, boundary setting, in the name of doing what is right. By following their heart, the group of people involved in this movie came together and defended innocent people and fought for them for the sake of liberating them, setting them free so they could go out and experience the full unfolding of their abundance and their power. In the new version of the Magnificent Seven, it's a massive revenge-driven bloodbath. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't even want to go there too much with it because it's not really my point. Here is my point. Before the movie, I got to watch all the previews. Then we had the movie, and I'm sitting in this movie theater, first of all, completely overwhelmed by the stimulus of the violence that I'm looking at. And secondly, I'm thinking, okay, whatever's going on the screen is the manifestation of our collective consciousness. We tell our stories in movie format anymore. And what I'm seeing in this unfolding of this collective story is this theme of revenge, that we achieve justice when we get revenge. We go back and we do to the people who did to us what they did to us. An eye for an eye, right? Here's the thing. When you look at the human design chart and you see in the center of the chart this yellow diamond, this yellow diamond is called the G center, or the identity center. It's the center for love and direction. Contained within that yellow diamond, there's an attractive force that pulls things into your life. And whatever you pull into your life is in direct correlation to the degree to which you love yourself, to the degree to which you feel powerful in your life, to the degree to which you are living your life authentically and without compromise, meaning you're not giving up who you are for the sake of something else, to the degree to which you have let go of the past and you trust that this current moment is an independent moment and that you have the possibility from this moment forward to create whatever you choose to create. You are designed, according to the mechanics of the chart, to take your direction from spirit and to serve something greater than just yourself alone. You are designed to do everything you need to do to honor and take care of your physical body as the vital expression of your soul in this lifetime. You are designed to receive all of the support that you need to fulfill your life purpose and who you are. And you're designed ultimately to take actions that are not only good for yourself and the complete full expression of who you are, you're also designed to take your life direction in a direction that is good for the greater good of the whole, for humanity. So what does that mean in the context of revenge? And what does that mean in the context of your life purpose and your life direction? Your inner self, the magnet that is the heart of your being, will attract into your life opportunities for you to bring out the highest expression of self-love, power, authentic expression, forgiveness, connection to source, vitality, receiving and abundance, all that you need to do what you came here to do, and getting all the support that you need to make not only a contribution to your own life, but to be the contribution who you are to the world. Sometimes that means the circumstances that come our direction teach us. They teach us because they teach us from the pain that we experience. They teach us from the time we spend face down on the concrete proverbial going, how the heck did I get here? They teach us in our relationships. Sometimes the negative experiences we have, we draw into our experience ourselves through this magnet in our heart. We bring these experiences in to help us learn, to help us discover the true depth of our self-love, of our power, of the magnificence of the authentic expression of who you are, and more. There is no, when we look at this chart is the mechanical design of who you are as a human being. This is also a mechanical design of who we all are collectively. This is all of the archetypes of the human experience in this little map here. What the map shows is that there's no energy for revenge in the chart. Okay? Revenge is born from, number one, a sense of a lack of empowerment. When you feel disempowered and you question your lovability, the tendency that we have then is to lash out. I'm going to wrench my power back. I'm going to hurt you back in the ways you hurt me, because if I can hurt you, then I know that at least there's a piece of you in there somewhere that still loves me, and then I will have the upper hand because I will be the hurter, right? So there's that undercurrent theme of empowerment and lovability in revenge. And there's also the third theme here that comes in, and that's the sense of lack that comes from revenge. We are seeking something we perceive that we lack when we seek revenge. And the truth is, you'll never get it back. And your source isn't somebody else outside of you. Your source comes from in here. And the more you can align with your lovability, your power, the magnificence and the beauty of who you are, your understanding that your direction comes from source, and that this moment right now is your most creative moment, and it doesn't have to be anything like any of the moments that have come before. When you can align with your health and vitality, when you can stay open to receiving all the support that's here for you, then you don't have to come from a place of lack, because there is no lack. So, why do we do our revenge work, and why do we do our forgiveness work? Don't do your revenge work, do your forgiveness work. We are designed by the gate 13, which actually comes off right here on the top left-hand side of this yellow diamond. We are actually designed to forgive. It's part of the nature of who we are. Forgiveness is a vital direction-giving energy. In order for us to forgive, though, we have to rethink the whole forgiveness thing. It's hard to just go, okay, I'm going to forgive it. You know, it doesn't work that way. It's in the heart, right? It's a pain sometimes that we're avenging in our heart. So you can't just make up your mind and decide, okay, I'm going to forgive, click my heels together 3 times, poof. But there are some things you can do that can facilitate for yourself the forgiveness process. Number 1, you've got to ask yourself, is what you believe about the situation that you're in with someone else or a circumstance, is what you believe about the situation actually true? Why are you asking questions, you might ask? I'll tell you why. What we see in the human design chart is that through the gates in the head center is the yellow diamond up here, these 3 gates at the top of the chart, these 3 gates actually connect to the pineal gland, which is the connecting gland that brings us into alignment with spirit. It's our third eye, it's our intuitive awareness, it's the interface between us and source, or us and God, or us and whatever you want to call it. We are designed to not tell God what to do, not tell the universe what to do, but to ask the universe questions, and to allow the universe then, or God, or whoever, whatever you want to call it, to bring us the answers in our outside reality. So we start the forgiveness process by asking. And the first thing we ask ourselves is what you believe about this situation true? Can you really know that everything that you think is going on in a situation is absolute truth? Okay? Number 2, the second thing that you want to ask is, how do I forgive? Help me. How do I forgive? Because you know what? Sometimes we don't know how. It's not so easy to figure out how do I forgive, right? So when you ask these questions, you can pray about it, you can journal about it, but ask yourself, ask the universe, how do I forgive? What do I need to do? The third question that you're going to ask as part of the forgiveness process is why? Why did this happen to me? And it's not why in the sense of why are you trying to get behind what the other person did and how can you figure out why they did it? That's not what I'm asking you to ask. I'm asking you to ask why in the bigger scheme of things, in the overlying picture of what it is that you're dealing with, why did this happen? Are there takeaways from the situation that benefited you? Did you learn something? Is there a hidden blessing in this circumstance that you're not seeing? I'll give you an example. When I got divorced from my first husband, it was a very painful end to our marriage. And certainly I had an enormous amount of anger and truthfully a desire for revenge on a certain level. I was left with very little money. I was left with 4 kids full time and not any support. And I was angry and I wanted to get back. I never did seek my revenge, but here's what I did get. What I got was an opportunity through, I'm not going to lie, some pretty hellish circumstances. I got an opportunity to go to the depth of who I am. If I hadn't experienced what I experienced at the end of my divorce, I never would have discovered the power of who I am, the capacity that I have to create. I never would have connected with my life purpose in the way that I have. And frankly, I wouldn't be here today filming this for you and doing all the things that I do with human design and writing and teaching and everything else in my life, including being happily married now to somebody different. I never would have gotten to that place if I hadn't had to go through the circumstances that I went through at the end of my marriage. So at a certain point, for me to move forward, I had to do my forgiveness work because, yes, my husband at the time maybe did this to me, but the truth is, this was a circumstance that transpired, and who knows the why of why it happened. Who knows what the bigger course was. Maybe we agreed to do this before we incarnated. Maybe this was just some fluky circumstance that happened. But the bottom line is, the blessing in this circumstance was the power and the depth of my own experience of myself that I got through this experience. There's a blessing in everything we experience. And what we see from the G Center is that we don't draw random events into our lives for no reason. I'm not saying they're all awesome. Sometimes it sucks. I get it. And you have an opportunity, and this Gate 13 tells us this, you can sit there and hold on to the old story of victimhood and pain. Or you can take that opportunity through recognizing what were the gifts and the blessings in the circumstances. How can I take that and translate it into a different story about myself, a different story about my life, and how can I use that new story to create and attract something different in my own reality? You can then, when you ask these questions, is it true? How do I forgive? And what are the blessings? You can then come back to the situation, hopefully with some more compassion, not only just for the other people involved in the circumstance, but for yourself. And then, of course, if you have to, set good boundaries. Boundary setting is not revenge. Boundary setting is self-love. You take care of yourself. You love yourself enough to say, you're not going to do this to me, or you're not going to do this to somewhere else. But then let go of the idea. Let go of the idea that you are stuck in a permanent cycle of pain in the world. You are stuck or trapped in a story. You're not. You always have an opportunity. The mechanics of being human shows us. You always have an opportunity to redefine the story of who you are and to tell a different story about your past and the end results of the experiences that you've had. That's the Gate 13. When we talk about gnarly gates or red gates, challenging gates, sometimes that Gate 13 can give us a real swift, hard, long kick in the behind. You got to push through it. Get to the other side of it, tell a different story about who you are, do your forgiveness work so you can create something powerful and juicy and worthy of who you are in your life. Have a great weekend.